Hello and welcome to my video where I'm going to show you how to knit 1x1 ribbing, which is also known as single ribbing. If you take a closer look at ribbing, you'll see that it's made up of knit stitch ridges and purl stitch valleys. The ridges are raised whilst the valleys are sunken into the knitting. This creates a very 3D texture, and it also forms a kind of concertina, so it's very form-fitting as well as being stretchy. This is why you find it on jumpers and hats and socks and all kinds of knitting projects. 1x1 ribbing is called 1x1 ribbing because the knit stitch ridges are 1 stitch wide and the purl stitch valleys are also 1 stitch wide. Okay, so to begin, if you want to create symmetrical ribbing, you need to cast on an odd number of stitches. I used the long tail cast on to add 19 stitches to my needle, but feel free to use any cast on method. For row 1, which represents the right side or the front of the knitting, you need to begin by knitting 1 stitch. Remember that for knit stitches, the working yarn needs to be at the back behind the needles. You then need to bring the working yarn between the needles to the front, like so, and you need to purl 1 stitch. And then you just repeat this across the row. So take the working yarn between the needles to the back and knit 1. Then bring the working yarn between the needles to the front again and purl 1. Then knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, and so on. As I mentioned, this pattern creates symmetrical ribbing, and all this means is that when you're looking at the front of the ribbing, it will begin and end with knit stitch ridges. So once you get to the end of this row, you should be ending with a knit stitch. If you take a look at the stitches on the needle now, if you look just below the needle, you can see that some stitches have little bumps of yarn, and these are called purl bumps. The stitches with the purl bumps you'll recognise as purl stitches, and the stitches without these purl bumps you'll recognise as knit stitches. The reason I'm pointing this out is that in ribbing all you're doing is knitting the knits and purling the purls. This is handy because if you ever get lost in a ribbing pattern and you don't know what stitch to do next, you just have to look at the stitch on the left hand needle and that will tell you. If it's a purl, you purl it, and if it's a knit, you knit it. Okay, so for row 2, which represents the wrong side or the back of the knitting, you begin by doing 1 purl stitch. Then take the working yarn between the needles to the back and knit 1. And then just repeat these 2 stitches until the end of the row. So that's purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, and so on. You should finish this row on a purl stitch. And then you just repeat these 2 rows over and over again. And that will give you this result, a very stretchy and reversible fabric. As you can see, I've just done a couple of rows of garter stitch at the top, and that's because I was just changing the stitch number from 19 to 18. The reason for this is because 1x1 ribbing has a slightly different pattern if you're using an even stitch number. It's an extremely simple pattern and it's only 1 row. You begin with a knit stitch, and then you do 1 purl stitch. And you just repeat that until the end of the row. And that's the entire pattern. You just do exactly the same on every row. This pattern creates ribbing very similar to the previous pattern. The only difference is when you're looking at the front of the ribbing, on the left will be knit stitch ridges, and on the right will be purl stitch valleys, i.e. it's not symmetrical. And that's it, that's how you knit 1x1 ribbing. I really hope this has been helpful, and thank you very much for watching.